Good afternoon, committee members, applicants. We will start the Committee of Adjustment meeting shortly. Just before we do begin the meeting, I will read Seguin Township's land acknowledgement. Seguin Township acknowledges that we are on the traditional territory of the Anishinaabe peoples in the Huron-Robinson Treaty Area. We recognize and respect the long history of First Nations and Métis peoples on this land, and that this region continues to be home to many thriving First Nations communities that have lived on Turtle Island for time immemorial. Seguin Township is committed to ongoing learning, responsible stewardship of our planet, and building relationships to help create a better future for generations to come. So I need a mover and seconder, please, to get our meeting started. Moved by Greg, seconded by Lee. That the Committee of Adjustment for the Corporation of the Township of Seguin hereby convenes at 4 p.m. on Wednesday, June the 11th, 2025. All in favor? And carried. So the Committee of Adjustment hereby convenes a public meeting as per the Planning Act. Applicants and the public can speak at the public meeting. When asked who wishes to speak to an application, please raise your hand, state your name and address, and direct all comments through me. Notice of decisions will be sent to applicants and to the public if requested. Only the prescribed persons as per the Planning Act may appeal a decision or condition of approval within 20 days after the decision. Folks joining remotely, please keep your sound settings on mute unless you're addressing the committee. And for people physically here, if you do address the committee, please proceed to the podium and tap the button on the mic for the little green light so that the folks on the screen can hear you. So I require a mover and seconder, please, to accept the minutes of the previous meeting. Moved by Greg, seconded by Len. That the Committee of Adjustment hereby, oh, I'm sorry, I should be approving the agenda before we get to the. So mover and seconder, if you don't mind staying for the approval of the agenda, that the Committee of Adjustment hereby approves the agenda for the June 11th, 2025 hearing. All in favor? And carried. And one more time for the minutes, please, the mover and seconder to approve the minutes. Moved by Lee, seconded by Greg. That the Committee of Adjustment for the Corporation of the Township of Seguin hereby accepts as read and circulated the minutes of the last hearing that took place on Wednesday, May 14th, 2025. All in favor? And carried. Disclosure of pecuniary interest. Does anyone have anything to declare for this meeting? No, none heard. Then I will ask the Secretary Treasurer to introduce our first application, please.
The purpose of minor variance application A-2025-0014C Lebrec is to permit existing accessory structures housing a hobby farm prior to a main use being established, requiring a variance for accessory use prior to a main use. Formal correspondence in favor of the application was received from multiple neighbors.
Thank you. Do we have an applicant wishing to speak to the committee? I think we have Brittany Lebrec online. Anything you wish to say? Otherwise, we will proceed with our deliberation here.
Hi there, I am online. I don't think I have anything to add. The report by the township looked good.
Okay, thank you. Stand by in case there are questions of the committee. So moving to committee, any questions on this application? Yes, Lee, go ahead.
Is there a zoning issue with this property? It's a hobby farm. Is a hobby farm agriculture?
I will defer that to our planning folks.
I thought we might.
No, so the variance is to recognize the use. So as stated in the staff report, the committee has the power to permit an additional use that is relatively minor for the property. So staff provide the recommendation that we believe it is minor. So no, we don't see any conflicts. Okay.
Okay, anything else? Len?
Is there a limit to the number, like all of the things that are there now? Is that the maximum amount that could be there?
In terms of accessory buildings, you mean?
Right, accessory buildings.
So yes.
There could be more.
No, it's at its limit, I believe, without
It's at
any
its limit?
other variants, but Brittany can elaborate if you like.
Yes, so there is a condition attached to the minor variance that basically locks in what's on the sketch plan that was submitted. So that
Right.
sketch plan, I believe, outlines one or two accessory structures that would house the livestock there. So that condition locks down that variance.
So if they wanted more, they'd have to reapply. Or is that, I mean, that's the maximum that can ever go there.
Yeah, any additional proposals in the future would have to be through a variance or other type of planning application.
Thank you.
Okay, thanks, Len. Anything else? All right, I will call for a mover and seconder then to get this to vote. Moved by Webb, seconded by Lee. That the Committee of Adjustment hereby approves variance application A-2025-0014-C Lebrec to permit existing accessory structures housing a hobby farm prior to a main use being established, and requests the following variance to zoning bylaw 2006-125 under section 4.1.1 permitted use and uses, and section 6.2 table 6.1 permitted uses. Main use prior to an accessory use is what's permitted. We're proposing an accessory use for a housing hobby farm, and the required variance then is an accessory use prior to a main use. Subject to the following conditions, the extent of the variance conforms to that shown on the submitted plans attached to the appendix of the decision and limited to the structures and use as existing on the date of this decision. So there's your limit, Len. The variance is considered as an accessory to 6 Edward Street while the properties are under the same ownership. All in favor? And carried.
The application has been approved. You will get a letter in the next few days notifying you of the decision, and the 20-day appeal period starts now.
Okay, Madam Secretary, second application, please.
The purpose of minor variance application A-2025-0015F, Borg and Lewis, is to construct a detached garage with an upper story guest cabin requiring variances for height of an accessory structure, maximum floor area of a guest cabin, and human habitation in an accessory structure. No formal correspondence was received.
Thank you. Do we have anyone wishing to address committee for this application?
Yes, it's Joel Tanner with the Office of Simple Design Studio.
Yes, go ahead, please.
Hi there. Thank you so much, committee. We did put together a presentation. I'm happy to share my screen and just walk everybody through it quickly, or if we want to defer the presentation, it's completely up to you guys.
Do we need a presentation, folks? I think we have everything that was submitted, unless you have anything different. I think we're okay unless we need to bring it up for discussion.
No problem at all. I will stand by. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you. Committee members, questions, comments on this application? Len, anything on your end?
No, not really. I had a hard time finding it.
It's a common problem, so you weren't alone. Okay, so second call for questions, comments. Okay, moving ahead to mover and seconder, please, to bring this forward. Moved by Greg, seconded by Len. That the Committee of Adjustment hereby approves variance application A-2025-0015-F Borg and Lewis to construct a detached garage with an upper story guest cabin on the subject lands. The following variances to zoning bylaw 2006-125 are required. Under bylaw section 4.1.4 and 4.1.10D, height of an accessory structure permitted is 4.5 meters, proposed is 6.66 meters for a variance of 2.16 meters. Under section 4.1.11, human habitation in accessory structures, 1.5 stories are permitted for habitation. The proposal is for 2 stories for a variance of half a story. And under section 4.1.10, guest cabins, under section C, maximum floor area, 60 square meters permitted, 63.55 is proposed for a variance of 3.55 square meters. Subject to the following conditions, the extent of the variances conforms to that shown on the submitted plans attached to the appendix of the decision. And number 2, that the owner applies for and obtains the required building permit for the detached garage within 3 years of the date of decision of the Committee of Adjustment. All in favor? And carried.
The application has been approved. You will get a letter in the next few days notifying you of the decision, and the 20-day appeal period starts now.
Thanks, committee. Have a great evening.
Okay, thank you. Take care. Third application, please, Madam Secretary.
The purpose of minor variance application A-2025-0016H for Reed is to construct a 1-story, 1-slip boathouse and 1-slip boat port, requiring a variance for lot coverage within 60 meters of the shoreline. No formal correspondence was received.
Thank you. Mr. Reed, anything you'd like to tell us?
Yes, good afternoon. I'm Orville Reed. My wife and I, Cindy Reed, built this home at 15 Gordon Point Lane in 2013. I've been a home builder for 50 years in Ontario, and we live here full time. And we just recently bought a little boat, so we'd like to protect it by building a dock that's reasonable sized with a single slip boathouse, and we're planning on building it to match the other boathouses in the area, basically a nice Muskoka look, if you will. And I might also add that there is an existing dock there now, so once we take the top of it off, I'm planning on keeping the stone cribs that are there below the water so as not to I'm just trying to think of the word, mess up anything with the fish habitat so that the fish can still have their places to lay the eggs or whatever, because I think this existing dock's been there probably for about 60 years. So I think that's everything.
Okay, thank you. Just stand by for a second. Any comments from committee, questions?
A slip next to your.
Yes, basically, yes.
dock.
Exactly, yes. Yeah.
Is the boat port covered or just an open dock?
It will have a like a level covering over
Right.
it.
I
Yes.
understand. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else? Len?
No, I'm fine, thanks.
Okay. All right, then I will call for mover and seconder, please. Greg moves, Lee seconds. That the Committee of Adjustment hereby approves variance application A-2025-0016-H for Reed to construct a 1-story, 1-slip boathouse and 1-slip boat port on the property, and requests the following variance to zoning bylaw 2006-125 under section 6.3, table 6.3, maximum lot coverage within 60 meters of the shore, 8% permitted, proposed is 10% for a variance of 2%. subject to the following conditions. Number one, the extent of the variance conforms to that shown on the submitted plans attached to the appendix of the decision. Number two, that the owner demolish the waterfront shed. Number three, that the owner relocate the covered wood structure beyond 60 meters of the shoreline. Number four, that the owners execute an agreement with the municipality pursuant to section 45, subsection 9.1 of the Planning Act. And this agreement is to be registered on title, requiring the submittal of a vegetation plan. And number five, that the owner obtains a building permit for the boathouse/boatport within 3 years of the date of decision of the Committee of Adjustment. All in favor? And carried.
Okay.
Mr. Reed, you have a boathouse.
And the application has been approved. You will get a letter in the next few days notifying you of the decision, and the 20-day appeal period starts now.
Very good. Thank you. Do I just press this off?
Yes, please. Thank you.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, number 4, please, Madam Secretary.
The purpose of minor variance application A-2025-0017H for Sproul is to construct an addition to the existing dwelling requiring a variance for lot coverage within 60 meters of the shoreline. No formal correspondence was received.
Thank you. Do we have anyone for the Sproul application?
The owner is David Sproul with you, and my son William is also with us.
Okay, very good. Anything you'd like to say? Otherwise, just
I
stand by.
think that the staff has been excellent in working with us and making sure we had all the Ts crossed and the Is dotted. I think you have it all there.
Okay, thank you. I will turn it over to committee members for questions, comments. Last call for any committee input. Otherwise, mover and seconder, please, to bring it to vote. Moved by Len, seconded by Wibb. That the Committee of Adjustment hereby approves variance application A-2025-0017-H for Sproul to construct an addition to the existing dwelling and requests the following variance to zoning bylaw 2006-125. Under section 6.3, table 6.3, lot coverage within 60 meters of the shore, 8% permitted. Proposed is 9.6% for a variance of 1.6%. Subject to the following conditions. Number one, the extent of the variances conforms to that shown on the submitted plans attached to the appendix of the decision. And number two, that the owner applies for and obtains the required building permit for the cottage additions within 3 years of the date of decision of the Committee of Adjustment. All in favor? And carried. Thank you, Mr. Sproul.
Thank you very much.
The application has been approved. You'll get a letter in the next few days notifying you of the decision, and the 20-day appeal period starts now.
Thank you. Have a good afternoon.
You as well. Bye-bye. And Madam Secretary, last application, please.
The purpose of minor variance application A-2025-0018H for Lovett is to enclose a portion of the existing upper and lower decks attached to a legal non-compliant cottage, requiring a variance for front yard setback. Formal correspondence in support of the application has been received from neighboring properties.
Okay, thank you. Do we have someone wishing to speak to committee?
Mr. Chair, my name's Ian Lovett. I'm the agent for my mother, who's the owner of the cottage. I'm very happy with the staff's report, and I'm happy to answer any questions from the committee if they come up.
Okay, thank you. Stand by. I will turn it over to committee. Questions, comments? Len, go ahead, please.
So the front of the addition that you're enclosing, will it be exactly the same material as the rest of the house?
It will, yes, sir. Much like the rendering in the package, we're gonna make it look seamless.
Thank you.
Okay, anything else? Wibb. Microphone, thank you.
Curious, the barbecue looked pretty comfortable out on the deck, and I thought maybe that you were going to keep the deck. but if you put the addition on, are you gonna be looking for a deck afterwards?
No, great question. We've just completed a single-story boathouse with an upper deck, and that's where the barbecue will be moving. They'll have a new home.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Okay, mover and seconder, please, for this application. Moved by Lee, seconded by Greg. Sorry, Len, you're just a hair shy there. That the Committee of Adjustment hereby approves variance application A-2025-0018-H for Lovett to enclose a portion of the existing upper and lower decks attached to the legal non-complying cottage, subject to a floor area increase of 28 square meters and a shoreline width increase of 8.9%. The following variance to zoning bylaw 2006-125 is required to permit the cottage enlargement under section 6.3, table 6.2. Minimum front yard setback from shoreline 20 meters is required. We're proposing 0 for a 20-meter variance requirement. Subject to the following conditions. Number 1, the extent of the variance conforms to that shown on the submitted plans attached to the appendix of the decision. And number 2, that the owners apply for and obtain a building permit for the cottage addition within 3 years of the date of decision of the Committee of Adjustment. All in favor? And carried.
The application has been approved. You will get a letter in the next few days notifying you of the decision, and the 20-day appeal period starts now.
Thank you very much. Have a good afternoon.
Thank you, sir. You as well. So on to other business. We have reminder to submit expense sheets. Any other business? Len?
I need some expense sheets. I've requested if you could send them out with the package, please, or something. I don't know where.
I'll put a note in my calendar to remind myself to do that tomorrow morning, okay?
Okay.
Okay, anything else under other business from anyone? Nope. Then I will ask for a motion to adjourn. Moved by Len, seconded by Lee. That the Committee of Adjustment for the Corporation of the Township of Seguin does hereby adjourn this hearing at 4:22 p.m. on Wednesday, June 11th, 2025. The committee will hold its next hearing at 4 p.m. on Wednesday, July 9th, 2025, or at the call of the chair, unless the Secretary Treasurer has not received complete applications for committee's consideration. All in favor? Carried, and we are adjourned. Thank you, folks.